We all start out as feminine, small creatures in the belly of our mother, and then we come out and we're still in our femininity in our young years between 0 to 9 years old. At 9 years old, we start developing lots more testosterone. Eventually, we discover our sperm cells by masturbating. And at this moment in time, we either become addicted and start focusing on release and starting focusing on women and starting to focus on the pleasures of life and drinking alcohol and smoking weed or whatever it is that you grew up with, which was feminine. Until you hopefully made a switch in your life where you made a decision that things are going to drastically change. You decided, hopefully, that you would start striving for masculinity. If you haven't started that process yet, then today is the day. What does it mean to go from femininity to masculinity? Because there's a lot of confusion on the matter. Masculinity is being able to have full control over one's emotions independent of circumstances and taking upon oneself burden, taking upon oneself responsibility and then fulfilling that responsibility. It is taking upon oneself commitment and then following through on those commitments. That's what masculinity is. Femininity, however, is thinking small. It is unburdening oneself by basically saying that I don't, take away my responsibilities. I don't want my responsibilities. I just want to be in my small little box over here and basically blame everyone else who has the responsibility over me. Femininity is pursuing women and making that your end all. Okay, this is like, if I could sleep with 100 women, I'd be masculine. No! If your goal is to sleep with a lot and lots of women, that's feminine. Because you are actually focused on small things. You're focused on only sexual matters. And you're actually not even producing any value. You think that you're becoming a man of high value because women want you and women are looking up to you, but it doesn't work like that. If you're focused on only trying to get with women or trying to keep your one girlfriend or anything that has to do with women, you're not masculine. Masculinity comes from controlling one's emotions. Femininity is not having any control over one's emotions. And you want to be able to have control. Femininity is having no control over one's emotions, no control over one's destiny, and not being a master of your own life. I have a new client that I'm helping out right now, and his current circumstance is 22 years old, working at a grocery store in America, and he's 6'4", has a real masculine stature, and he's struggling with his girlfriend. Their relationship is getting kind of cold, and I have to coach him to basically win her back. Now, the first thing that I've basically told him is that he has to get a bigger purpose for himself than her. Because right now, she is his purpose. And if she is his purpose, then that makes her the leader. You want your huge goal and your huge dream to be the leader in your life. That pulls you magnetically towards it. Once you do that, you become the man who's in control because you chose the dream. You chose the vision. And you're actually being pulled towards it and creating that vision one small step at a time, one day at a time. But if the woman is the purpose, then the moment you have her, she stops being interested in you because she understands, she knows inherently that if a man focuses on her, then she will never get what she wants out of life. Women have to have men of purpose. And having a purpose is masculine. Thinking huge about your life, thinking about massive abundance in terms of your life is masculine. In order to understand this principle of going from femininity to masculinity, it's critical to understand where it originated from. Where does it come from? It comes from your parents and from your early environment. That's it. Nothing else. If your mother is burdened and masculine, then you will be feminine growing up. The reason why she's masculine and burdened is because she's taken upon herself responsibilities that had nothing to do with her. Responsibilities that her husband or the father that might have left her or that he should have taken upon himself. He was supposed to be the masculine one in the relationship. She was supposed to be the unburdened feminine one in the relationship. But if you woke up and realized, well, I'm quite feminine, it's a problem. And it's really the only problem in your life. Okay? It's the biggest problem in your life. The moment you turn to masculinity, the moment that becomes your goal, your vision, your drive to become more masculine, more in control of your emotions, and doing whatever it takes to achieve a goal, despite how you feel, that's when things start happening in your life. Instead of having small insy-wincy problems, you start having bigger problems, and then you solve them. And then you get bigger problems, and then you solve them. And then you get bigger problems, and you solve them. That's what masculinity is. I did something that was masculine today, or this week, that I haven't really focused on before. I went to Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. Martial arts, guys, is masculine. And the cool thing about martial arts is that their focus is on, if you actually, spend time with the masters and not just on technique and, and aggressively starting to battle with others, they will focus on emotional stability very often first. And then once you master that, you can actually enter into the martial arts and start focusing on whatever techniques, whatever drills, whatever, okay? But the important aspect is that to be able to protect both in near combat and far away combat in terms of guns is masculine. And it is something that we all have to learn so that we can be able to provide our families and provide our wives in the future. It's masculine. The day after I went to Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, I went to MMA, mixed martial arts. It was flippin' awesome, man. And I normally don't go to things like that. Okay, I haven't been a violent person. I've never managed to hit anyone in the face. I had like a very weakly attempt when I was like 8 years old or something, and I missed like completely. Only other time, I've been wrestling with friends and stuff like that, of course, but I was never really into martial arts. But I'm fired up about it right now. I'm very sore after the first 2 days, but I'm gonna get back on track. And you gotta remember, women and your future woman loves to see you have optimal health and being ripped. And that happens naturally and automatically if you're working out and if you are becoming a man. If you're becoming masculine, you will automatically become ripped. What should you prioritize, business or martial arts? You should prioritize business, because the moment you have business, sorted out and you've got money, you can have a personal trainer, okay? Because you got the money. And if you got the money, you can hire a personal trainer and get immediate, fast results. Once you got the money, you can have a chef. You can have someone who cooks meals for you so that you can be at your optimal self. Okay, mentally, throughout the entire day. In the beginning, you have to do all of that crap yourself. Do you understand what I'm taking you here? I'm helping you to think huge, to think big about your life, because that's what masculinity is. Right now, you focus on so small problems. I need to get a job. You need to get a vision of who you are going to become. Once you have a vision, getting a job is not hard. Getting a girlfriend is not hard. Man, you're talking about puny small problems. Masculinity includes taking upon oneself responsibilities and thinking big, thinking massively about your life, and creating that lifestyle one small day at a time. You know what you need. You know what's masculine in your life. And you might be like, yeah, but I don't really have interest for martial arts. I don't really have interest in guns. I don't really, like, I'm a socialist. Or I love music. Or I love movie making. Or I love this and that. No, come on, man. What you want to do is to think big. Think business. Okay? Think leadership. Think potential. Think huge. Because you won't be able to do it on your own if you think huge. If you think massively. You will need the help of others. And in order to achieve that, you've got to learn to lead yourself first. It's time to take the next step in your life. It's time for you to actually understand where you're being a little bitch, where you're being a little girl, and then move to the next level in your life. The goal is ultimate masculinity. Actually, that is the ultimate goal, where you have complete control over your destiny. Not only control over your emotions, but where you actually control the elements. Where you become, not religiously speaking, but where you become a god. Okay, we gotta understand that we are mini gods in the making. We're created in the image of God. This is amazing stuff. And that is ultimate masculinity. To be in full control. To have omnipotent power. Okay? To become ourselves, the Alpha and Omega, with the help of the universe. With the help of the Great One. Because He wants us to. You are designed to have massive power. Embrace it. Love it with a passion. And understand that you were designed to be masculine if you are a man. And it's time to move away from femininity and take one step at a time to become masculine. Comment down below of what you think is necessary for you to become more masculine in your life. I want to know. This is the Men of High Value channel. Make sure that you like this video, subscribe, and I will see you again tomorrow.